A crowded airport terminal buzzing with the hum of rolling suitcases and muffled announcements over the speakers. Suddenly, a shrill voice cuts through the noise like a knife. You think you can just cut in line because you're in uniform? Who do you think you are? That's Karen, our entitled protagonist. Exploding in rage at a young soldier who's just trying to board his flight home after deployment. The mouth-worn chin hits hard and fast. Jake, the soldier, had politely asked if he could move ahead in the security line, showing his military ID as per airport policy for active duty personnel. But Karen wasn't having it. She shoved past others, got right in his face, and then, bam, grabbed his arm, twisting it just enough to make him wince. Oh, the audacity. How dare she lay hands on someone who's served our country? The air thickens with tension, the metallic tang of airport coffee mixing with the faint sweat of hurried travelers. Jake's heart pounds, his breath catching in a sharp inhale. He'd been dreaming of hugging his family after months overseas. Not this nightmare. Ma'am, please step back, he says calmly. But inside, frustration boils like a storm ready to break. Karen's face flushes red, her veins bulging like twisted ropes. Don't you ma'am me. I pay taxes that fund your little adventures. You soldiers act like you're gods. She spits the words, her voice echoing off the high ceilings, drawing stares from every direction. Whispers ripple through the crowd, some shocked, others pulling out phones to record. Can you believe this? In a place where patience is already thin. Her outburst is like gasoline on a fire. Enter Maria, the no-nonsense security officer patrolling the area. She's seen her share of Karens in her 10 years on the job. But this crosses the line. The sharp click of her boots on the tile floor announces her arrival, cutting through the chaos like a siren. Hands off him now, she barks, her tone leaving no room for argument. Karen whirls around, eyes widening in disbelief. Excuse me? I'm the victim here. He cut in line. Jake stands there, uniform crisp but his posture slumping just a tad from exhaustion. The weight of his duffel bag digs into his shoulder, a reminder of the gear he's hauled through deserts and danger zones. He sighs deeply, the sound heavy with weariness. I didn't mean to cause trouble, he mutters. But his eyes flash with quiet anger. Why me? Why now? The scent of jet fuel wafts in from the tarmac, grounding him in the reality of almost being home, almost. Bystanders gather like moths to a flame. Tom, a tech guy in his 30s waiting for his connecting flight, fumbles with his phone. This is gold, he thinks, zooming in on Karen's tirade. The crowd murmurs, a low rumble building. Leave the guy alone, someone shouts from the back. Another voice chimes in, yeah. Show some respect. The energy shifts, a wave of collective outrage washing over the terminal. Karen feels it too, her confidence cracking like thin ice underfoot. But oh, she doubles down. Respect? For what? Playing hero while the rest of us work real jobs? Her words hang in the air, venomous and sharp. Maria steps closer, her radio crackling with static as she calls for backup. The cool touch of her badge against her chest reminds her of her duty, protect and serve. Even from civilians like this. Ma'am. Assaulting anyone, especially military personnel, is a serious offense. Step aside or I'll have to detain you. Karen's breath hitches, a dramatic gasp escaping her lips. She releases Jake's arm but not without a final shove. This is outrageous. I'll sue this airport. Where's the manager? Her voice cracks, teetering between fury and fear. The crowd's phones are out in full force now, lights flashing like paparazzi at a scandal. Tom captures it all, the soldier's stoic face, Karen's wild gestures, Maria's firm stance. Viral potential simmers in the air. Thick and electric. Jake rubs his arm. The spot where her fingers dug in throbbing faintly. Memories flood back, the roar of gunfire in distant lands. The camaraderie of his unit. The letters from home that kept him going. And now this? A twist of irony hits him, surviving war zones only to face hostility on home soil. He exhales slowly. The breath shaky. Just let it go, he tells himself. But the sting lingers. More security arrives. 2 burly officers named Carlos and Lena flanking Maria. The terminal's fluorescent lights buzz overhead, casting harsh shadows that make the scene feel like a dramatic movie set. What's going on here? Carlos demands, his voice booming. Karen launches into her defense, words tumbling out in a frantic rush. He cut in line. I was here first. This is discrimination against civilians. Maria shakes her head, a weary sigh escaping. She's heard it all before, the entitlement. The excuses. Witnesses say otherwise, she counters, gesturing to the crowd. Phones lower slightly as people nod in agreement. Tom's video is already uploading in his mind, title, Entitled Woman Attacks Soldier at Airport, Karma Incoming. The argument escalates. Voices overlapping in a cacophony of accusations and defenses. Karen's hands wave wildly, nearly knocking over a nearby stroller. The mother pulls it back with a gasp. Watch it, she snaps. Karen ignores her, focusing on Jake. You think your uniform makes you special? Ha! I've got rights too. Jake's patience snaps just a little. Ma'am, I've earned this uniform through things you can't imagine, the dust choking your lungs. The fear that never sleeps. His words are measured, but the emotion cracks through. Raw and real. The crowd quiets. A hush falling like a blanket. Wow! Did he just say that? Murmurs of support rise. Tell her. Soldier. Maria intervenes again, her hand on Karen's shoulder. That's enough. You're coming with us. Karen jerks away, eyes blazing. Get your hands off me. This is assault. The irony hangs heavy, her own words thrown back at her. Carlos steps in, cuffs glinting under the lights. No. Ma'am. What you did was assault. Let's go. As they lead her away, Karen's protests echo down the hall, fading like a bad dream. You'll hear from my lawyer. This isn't over. But the crowd erupts in applause. A thunderous wave that makes Jake's chest swell with unexpected warmth. Strangers pat his back, offering handshakes and, thank you for your service. The scent of fresh pretzels from a nearby stand mixes with the relief in the air. Tom approaches Jake, phone in hand. Hey man. I got the whole thing on video. Want me to send it to you? Jake hesitates, then nods. Yeah. Maybe. Just in case. Little does he know, this twist will change everything. Tom posts it online that night. And by morning, it's viral, millions of views. Comments pouring in like rain. Karen gets owned. Justice served. The internet's fury turns on her, digging up her social media rants about everything from vaccines to parking spots. Back at the airport, Jake boards his flight. The hum of the engine's a soothing lullaby. He closes his eyes, the tension melting away. Home awaits, his wife Emily. Their 2 kids bouncing with excitement. But Karen? Her nightmare is just beginning. Fast forward a week. Karen, whose real name is Brenda, but we'll stick with Karen for the vibe, sits in her living room. The musty smell of regret thick in the air. Her phone buzzes incessantly, hate messages, doxing threats. Her job suspended pending investigation after the video shows her true colors. How could this happen, she whispers, tears streaming. The twist, turns out Jake's unit had just returned from a high-profile mission, making him a local hero. News outlets pick up the story. Headlines screaming, entitled "Woman Assaults Veteran," public outrage ensues. Brenda's husband leaves her, citing embarrassment. Friends ghost her. Even her yoga group bans her. Karma hits like a freight train, swift, unrelenting. She tries to apologize online, but it's too late. The comments roast her, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Oh, the burn. Meanwhile, Jake reunites with his family. Emily's embrace is warm. The kids' laughter like music. Daddy's home, they cheer. He shares the story over dinner. The aroma of homemade lasagna filling the kitchen. It was crazy, but it showed me how much support we have. Donations pour in for veterans' causes. Inspired by the video, the high trio builds as Brenda faces court, charged with assault. She pleads guilty, voice trembling. The judge, a veteran himself, delivers the sentence: community service at a VA hospital. Learn some respect, he says sternly, as she scrubs floors, surrounded by real heroes sharing war stories. Regret sinks in deep. Sighs echo in the halls. Her own breath's heavy with shame. In the end, justice prevails. Jake thrives, his story inspiring others to stand up against entitlement. Brenda, she changes. Slowly, volunteering more, biting her tongue. The message: kindness costs nothing, but rudeness, it can cost everything. Remember, folks, treat others with respect, especially those who've sacrificed for us. What goes around comes around, hard. And that's the story of how one Karen's outburst led to her ultimate downfall. Thanks for listening. Hit that like button if you've ever dealt with a Karen.